On April 15, 1912, as freezing water flooded the lower decks of the Titanic, the captain ordered a final distress call. The ship's wireless operators tapped out exact coordinates into the night sky, creating a precise mathematical pin on the map of the Atlantic. Those coordinates served their immediate purpose. The RMS Carpathia received the transmission and navigated straight to the broadcasted location at top speed. Arriving hours later, the Carpathia found the wooden lifeboats scattered across the water and rescued all the surviving passengers. The data appeared flawless. But that creates a massive historical contradiction. If those final coordinates were so remarkably accurate that they successfully guided a rescue ship in the pitch-black dark, why did a 50,000-ton shipwreck completely vanish for the next 73 years? The immediate obstacle was the sheer scale of the environment. The Atlantic Ocean floor sits nearly 4.5 kilometers below the surface. The crushing water pressure at that depth made immediate exploration physically impossible. Early salvage concepts reflected a total lack of deep-sea technology. Decades after the sinking, some explorers literally suggested dropping thousands of pounds of dynamite into the abyss, hoping the violent shockwaves would jar loose debris or bodies so they would float to the surface. The absolute faith in a single radio broadcast, combined with an underestimation of the deep ocean, created a search parameter no 1912 technology could satisfy. By the early 1980s, technology had advanced, but the methodology had not. Millionaire explorers financed massive expeditions, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to sweep those exact 1912 SOS coordinates. They relied heavily on early sonar mapping, effectively dragging a giant magnet over the ocean floor to look for a single metal hull. But the Atlantic seabed is cluttered with naturally magnetic rocks, yielding countless false positives that wasted time and money. The fatal flaw was their trust in the math. Ocean surface currents actively pushed the survivors east while they waited in their lifeboats. The starting point for the Carpathia's rescue was miles away from the actual point where the ship slipped beneath the waves. By treating a dynamic body of water like a static map and searching blindly for a single point of impact, these explorers guaranteed the wreckage would stay hidden. Marine geologist Robert Ballard had a different plan. He developed revolutionary deep-sea camera technology designed to withstand extreme pressure, but he lacked the massive civilian funding required to charter a search vessel. The United States Navy agreed to bankroll his trip under a strict condition. Before he could look for a passenger liner, Ballard had to execute a classified mission: locate 2 lost American nuclear submarines before the Soviet Union found them. Locating and mapping the destroyed USS Thresher and USS Scorpion was the true objective. The highly publicized hunt for the Titanic was entirely a media cover story to keep Soviet spies off their trail. Once Ballard completed the military objectives, the Navy allowed him to use the remaining schedule for his own project. He was left with exactly 12 days of funding and ship time to solve the greatest maritime mystery in history. This covert Cold War operation inadvertently supplied Ballard with the exact field testing he needed to refine his equipment for the Titanic search. Ballard's technological advantage was the Argo, a deep-water sled equipped with live-feed cameras. Rather than interpreting abstract sonar pings on paper, he observed the ocean floor continuously in real time. He also executed a scientific pivot. Instead of hunting for an isolated, massive ship hull, he decided to look for its trash. As the Titanic sank, deep water currents pushed lighter material south, stretching the wreckage into a massive horizontal trail across the mud. Ballard weaponized this drift, dragging the Argo in wide, zigzagging patterns to intersect this sprawling breadcrumb trail, vastly increasing his search area. Outsmarting the Atlantic required an understanding of how objects fall through water. He stopped looking for the needle and started searching for the massive trail it left behind. The final days of the expedition were grueling. The crew worked around the clock in rigid shifts, staring continuously at blurry black and white video monitors that showed absolutely nothing but miles of flat, empty mud. A crew member spotted a perfectly cylindrical, human-engineered steam boiler. It sat in the mud, thousands of miles from the world it left behind. Checking their charts, the team mapped the discovery. They were a full 2 kilometers away from the originally broadcast SOS coordinates. Following that trail of scattered debris, The live feed eventually led them straight to the severed, rust-covered bow. For the first time in 73 years, human eyes were looking at the Titanic. The deep ocean is an unforgiving vault that closely guards its secrets. Piercing its darkness required a complete shift in how explorers interpreted historical data. The ocean still holds thousands of unsolved mysteries. If you want to dive into more of them, hit like and subscribe to The Explainer, and tell us in the comments what mystery we should cover next.